welcome back to my channel and welcome to weigh-in number 19. So I just got out of my meeting. We are focusing this month on brain strength, which I think is just great because yeah, I need some brain strength in my life. But this last week went really, really well. I wanted to mention one big change I have made is using the 52-week meal planner by WW. I've gotten a couple questions about if I'm gonna create like a digital form of this, and I am working on something. I just want to like fine tune it, and yeah, I'm still just kind of working on like the brainstorming blueprint phase of that. So if there's something specific you guys would love to see for WW in a digital, like as a digital tool that you can use while you're digital planning and things like that, definitely let me know. But yeah, I've been planning my meals a whole week in advance. So I've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner all planned. I know exactly what I will be eating. It is flexible. I know as the week goes on, things change, and a lot of my breakfast meals and lunch meals are very comparable in points. So that's where I have more flexibility. And then dinners, honestly, we're pretty good about sticking to our meal plan. Because Andrew is a stay-at-home dad, I feel like we're able to stay on top of dinners and all of that. It's really not a problem. So that is one big change I've made, because you guys, this weigh-in's a good one. This is like, I was shocked. I was shocked when I stepped on the scale. So I had 6 blue dot days this week. Again, that's kind of always my goal is to have 5. So I give myself a little bit of wiggle room there. My goal is to have 5. Ooh, I didn't track yesterday's meals. Whoopsie. Let me do that real quick. So yeah, I didn't realize I didn't like track my meals yesterday. You know, I've gotten used to having them down in that planner that I feel like I haven't been as on top of tracking them in my app. I have to like track at night, like before I go to bed. Okay, I think that was pretty much it, yeah. Okay, so, oops, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, I had 6 blue dot days. Yesterday I had a 0-point dinner. I had salmon, and then I had like toast and peanut butter and stuff for breakfast. I've been kind of just doing like 2 meals a day. A lot of the time I find myself like either skipping breakfast or having breakfast for lunch instead. But yeah, I had 6 blue dot days altogether. And like I said, my goal is to have at least 5 each week. So I do give myself some wiggle room. But it was a really good week. I think one big thing that happened this past week is I had like a total mindset shift, because I talked about this in my digital plan with me that was posted last Saturday about rejection and kind of like how that had created a void in my life that I felt like I was filling with food, and that was like triggering me to emotionally eat, is like any of those feelings of rejection, if they resurfaced or whatever they may be. I had not been able to put a name to what was causing this like hole or this void in my life. And then I just truly had a Jesus moment in the past week, and he intervened and let me know, Steph, this is what you're dealing with. And now I feel like that I can put a name to it. I can tackle it, if that makes sense. So it's rejection. I guess I don't handle rejection very well. And I've had like some big rejections in my life. One being my relationship with my biological father. He and I actually had a relationship for a very long time. He struggles with alcoholism, and he's addicted to gambling. And so he has his own things going on. And when I was a kid, he was my hero. When I got older, I started to kind of understand more what was going on, obviously. And then he married someone who just became more important to him than his children, essentially. So, and I don't mean to laugh. I laugh because it's a painful thing and it's uncomfortable to talk about. But sometimes I do that. It's just like an awkward laugh. I've realized that about myself, is that I tend to joke a lot when I'm talking about more serious things, and it's kind of a way for me to like brush them off. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyways, so I've had some big rejections in my life that have left scars, and they've left this like void, and the only thing that can truly fill that void for me is Jesus, is having a relationship with God, is tapping into my faith. And so for the longest time I felt like I was just conditioned that I had to prove myself. I had to prove my worth. And so even as I was working to strengthen my faith, I was kind of going about it the wrong way. Like, I would read my Bible because I thought, okay, if I read my Bible, then God will think I'm a good Christian, and like I will get closer to him that way because I'm doing the right things. I'm doing what he wants me to do, so I can prove my like worthiness to him. And that's not what God wants at all. He just wants you to have a close relationship with him, and you've already got his grace, and he loves you regardless of who you are, what you've done, anything like that. You've got God's grace on your side, and yeah, his unconditional love. And for some reason, I just wasn't willing to accept that for the longest time because I didn't feel like I deserved it. And yeah, I think this week he spoke loud and clear to me in a couple dreams this week. That's what I talked about. So if you want more specifics, definitely check out that digital plan with me. I won't ramble on too much in this video, but that was a big aha moment for me, and it's made me more like self-aware, like if I'm gravitating towards, you know, going and grabbing some Oreos or something like that, because I'm feeling that like sting, that like lingering sting that just resurfaces from time to time, because rejection can take place all the time, you know, especially in this day and age. I feel when people are like, they're not accessible, but they're like seemingly accessible. You know, like if you text someone and they don't text you back right away, or you message someone and they don't message you back right away, or, you know, on social media, if you post something, or as a YouTuber, you create a video and you like barely get views or likes or whatever on it, which sounds ridiculous, but I think it's something we all struggle with. And it's one of the evils, I would say, of social media, is that it has created this like insecurity stemming from seeking our worthiness through likes and comments and thumbs up and subscribers and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I think rejection can take place in a big scale and a very tiny scale. And when you've dealt with a lot of those big scale rejections, when those tinier ones come up, it can resurface a whole lot of stuff. At least in my case, that's what I've experienced. So when I feel that sting and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go, you know, grab some Oreos because that'll make me feel better. It never makes me feel better, first of all. And now I'm very self-aware. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I just feel like a light bulb has turned on, and that's my snapping, by the way. I don't know how to snap. That's the extent of how I can snap. Maddie was making fun of me yesterday because she knows how to snap now, and she's like, Mommy, you just do this. And I'm like, sweetie, I've tried so many times. Like, I don't know how to snap. So, fun fact. But, so I feel like being self-aware, I'm able to not reach for the Oreos, and I know in that moment, that's when I need to pray. That's when I need to have a conversation with God. I just need to talk to him, or write it down in like a journal or something like that. So, and I just, yeah, I don't know, once it seems so simple. Like, that's the like sort of frustrating part, is like, why am I just now realizing this, you know? But everything in God's timing is perfect, and there's a reason. Like, you know, I think we go through a lot of the trials and tribulations we go through to become stronger and wiser, but also to share those struggles with others who can, you know, like, just, I don't know, sharing vulnerability helps people connect, and I feel like it's so helpful. Like, to me, when I hear about like a mom struggling, or like in my meetings, like someone was talking about their sugar addiction and things like that, it's like, okay, I'm not alone, you know? And that's why I share, is like, you're not alone, and I can share like what's worked well for me to overcome things. Doesn't necessarily guarantee it's gonna work for you. We're all different people, but it gives, I don't know if I'm like explaining this correctly. Hopefully you guys know what I'm trying to say here. It's early. I go to my meetings really early. They're at 7 a.m. And I'm about to go get coffee with some friends, but yeah, so let me share my weigh-in real quick with you guys, because it was good. It was good. So as you can see, I lost 3.2 pounds this past week, and I am 1 pound away from hitting the 20 pound mark again. I hit the 20 pound mark on the 27th of March. April was a struggle. May is turning out to be really great. So yeah, I lost quite a bit. I made sure to get a lot of water in this week as well. And just honestly, having everything planned out in advance was so helpful. My husband and I, we monthly meal plan. You guys will see our monthly meal plan for May on Friday in a couple days when you see this video. And I select a lot of WW friendly dinners. Some of them not so much, but I figure out what the points are gonna be. Like, we had Mississippi roast, and I posted a what I eat in a day video last Tuesday and yesterday as well, by the time you guys are seeing this, where I shared the Mississippi roast in last week's what I eat in a day. And I knew, okay, I'm gonna have a higher point dinner, so I knew I needed to have lower point breakfast. So it just helps me, you know, kind of plan ahead of time. But I really do select a lot of WW friendly meals. A lot of my favorite meals come from Skinny Taste and WW Pound Dropper, the Skinny-ish Dish, Emily Bites blog. I feel like a lot of those websites and everything have been really helpful to me. And they're meals that are like real food type of meals, and that my family enjoys as well. So we plan out a whole month's worth of meals, so I can plan out, like, I know what I'm gonna have for dinners each week. And so I put in my dinners and I put in the points, and then I figure out the rest. I figure out breakfast, lunch, if I can have a higher point breakfast because it's a lower point dinner, or whatever it may be. So that has helped tremendously. Just having that kind of a plan, I feel like, helps so much. So yeah, what a great week though, you guys. What a great week. The one thing I'm still working on is movement. I do go for walks with my family after dinner every day, which is great. You know, we go for like 20-30 minutes, but I'd like to do a little bit more than that. Especially now that it's getting hotter outside, I feel like I really need to go early in the morning, because it's just not, even going at like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. is not fun now, because it's starting to get really hot in Arizona. So yeah, we have hot summers here, hot summers. But that's how the week went though. And I'm pretty happy with that weigh-in. That's pretty amazing. And I love that May, they're focusing on that like brain strength and changing those wavelengths in your brain, you know, and things like that. I think it's gonna be a really helpful information, especially considering that I'm trying to actively rewire my brain now that I feel like I'm more aware of what is really triggering me to emotionally eat and things like that. I think that makes it a lot easier to, yeah, just to kind of rewire yourself. So I just realized that I did not place my grocery pickup order. So I'm gonna have to go pick that up tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow's Mother's Day. I know that my family, they're gonna make breakfast in bed, but I already told my husband that, you know, I'm getting my Dunkin' today with my friends, so for breakfast tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna do like Kodiak pancakes, and he knows to measure stuff and everything, so I'm still gonna track the points. I'm not gonna have like a crazy day or anything like that, so I've planned ahead for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope that you found this video helpful in some way. It's why I've created these weekly weigh-in videos, is not only just to share my progress, but also any lessons I've learned, any struggles I've faced, you know, what's working for me with like losing weight and all that kind of stuff. And just to kind of build like that community, because I know there are quite a few of you who are using Weight Watchers or are on a getting healthier or weight loss journey, you know, whatever it may be for you. And when it comes to weight loss too, one thing I've really realized is that it's really not tracking points and exercising and drinking enough water. More than anything, it's brain work. It's getting things fixed up here. Because, and I told this to Andrew the other day, and I mentioned this in my digital plan with me the other day too, what you see on the outside, for me anyways, is a result of how I have felt on the inside for years. And, you know, I have felt unloved. I have felt worthless. I have felt less than for years. I've struggled with self-esteem and confidence and, you know, just, yeah. And so it's just years of dealing with like depression and stuff like that. And that is like what you see on the outside is a symptom of what I have been feeling on the inside. And so I'm excited to feel on the outside, or to look on the outside how I feel on the inside. People drive through this parking lot so fast and it really irritates me. But anyways, so one lady, she was pretty far down this morning. This is still bugging me. Why is this still bugging me? But I was crossing the street to go into my meeting, and she was like back behind a speed bump, but she still had to be a jerk and sped up and then yelled at me because I had crossed the street in front of her. And I'm like, what did that cost you? Like a half of a second waiting for me to cross the street? Like, people are, yeah. All I could do is be like, I hope you have a better day, because people who are angry and are just in bad moods or have struggles going on, they act out that way. So you kind of have to feel bad for them sometimes. But anyways, what was I saying? I kind of lost my train of thought. But yeah, so yeah, what you see on the outside is how I felt on the inside and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of rewiring what's going on up here. And so I'm excited that May we're focusing on that. And so I'm excited to share what I learned what I learned from that with you guys. But if you have any comments, questions, of course, let me know in the comment section down below. If you are interested in joining WW, definitely use my link in the description box. You can get a free month by signing up using my link. And then make sure to follow me. This is my little Weight Watchers handle. It's Stephanie, I don't know if it's gonna focus, there it goes. Stephanie Ann 1007. So you can find me. I need to really be better about posting on the Connect. I have not been very great about that, but that's something I am gonna be working on, because I wanna connect with you guys on Connect. But that is it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to catch all my future videos, and I will chat with you all later. Bye.